Mark, we've talked a lot in these conversations about how the legal industry is changing. Today I'd like to really focus on the people. How do you think lawyers will be working in the future?
It's a great question, James, and I spend a lot of time worrying about it. And here at HSF, we're spending a bit of time thinking that through and trying a few different things. So a really good example, and one thing I do myself, is to work in a more agile fashion. The days of turning up in the morning, putting your coat on the back of the chair, nicking out to get a cup of coffee, coming back, making sure you're still there late at night, that whole presenteeism culture is changing. And more of our people are working in different places, at home, coffee shops, at WeWork offices, those sorts of things. I guess the bigger question is what are the big shifts? What's going to be radically different? So I could see technology coming into it. I could see lawyers of the future writing their own code, or working with people who are non-lawyers to deliver an integrated solution for the client.
I suppose we've talked about, we know it's happening already that robots, AI and so on can strip away some of that commoditized work. Would you say that lawyers over time are quite good at reinventing themselves? So there is work, it's just a case of identifying what it is, that great piece of business advice for the client. Yeah.
Look, I think there's a mixed story on lawyers and reinvention. We're actually really good at being creative for our clients. Right across the industry, there's been some fantastic solutions found to very thorny problems. That's increasingly coming into the way in which law firms run themselves, and that's been the experience here at HSF. But, we go to law school, and when we're at law school, we are taught the value of following precedent, not being first, making sure it's safe, minimising risk. I think that has to change.
So certainly at the law school, one thing I think people aren't taught is how to code. So there's a real skills challenge going forward, and either you're getting in different people with very specific skills, or actually you're asking the lawyer of the future to really broaden themselves out.
Or both. Or both. It's, there's a range of options there, isn't it? And I take a step back and think over my career, and the sort of tasks I'm doing now we don't do anymore, or they're done in different ways.
What have you lost?
Well, I remember my first day on the job, I was asked to deliver some documents down to a client because the CEO had to go home before 6 o'clock and wanted them at home. Then we had couriers, then we had fax machines, then we have email. I guess it's a simplistic example, but it's not completely daft because it does show a pathway forward where actually what we're doing is we're adjusting the way we do work, that adjusts our workforce, and to the extent that we need coding skills, which I think we do, we can hire people who've got those skills, we can develop those skills within our people, or have some sort of blend.
So how do you make sure that very, very dispersed team is working as well as they can to service the client?
Well, it's interesting, a number of our clients actually want us to do this, and there's several reasons for it. One is they have committed to that sort of culture within their own organisations, and they want us as an extension of them to have a compatible culture. The second is clients get better service when our people are feeling energised and engaged and in tune with HSF. So there's kind of this virtuous circle where our people feel good about being at HSF, therefore they feel engaged, therefore the service they provide is better for clients, and therefore clients want more of what produced that outstanding client service. And one thing that we're doing here at HSF is called Innovation 10, and it allows all of our people anywhere in the world to volunteer for up to 10 days a year to work on innovation projects. We've had a really good response to it. First phase of that is helping us clear a backlog of some things we want to do, but the second phase we're getting to soon, we'll be asking them for their ideas. And I think one of the things that exercising my mind is making sure people feel free to raise those ideas, feel safe to actually speak up. On one level there's the technology skills, but in fact a better way to prepare people is to help them to be adaptable, to be curious, to be open to doing things in a different way. And we find that with some of our cohorts coming through. I remember talking to one lot of junior partners, and they only saw opportunity in this discussion. They saw, isn't this great? We're going to be able to have a long, fulfilling career as partners, but we're going to be able to do things differently, and Mark, and the firm will be able to deliver us the tools to do it.
I suppose one obvious question would be why bother? You know, you read some reports and we've got robots to do all of this stuff.
Yeah, it's really all about the people. We don't have patents, we don't have big manufacturing plants, and traditionally the way in which we serve our clients is by having great people producing excellent advice which is commercial and fit for purpose. Now there may be elements of that your friend the robot can do in due course, but I feel that there's always going to be a slice where clients want an empathetic relationship, they want to know it's going to be okay. There's also an element of creativity, and there'll be a role for technology to play in supplementing that, but quite often there is a bit of a human spark there as well.
But, you know, across the piece, as you prepare the firm, you know, for the future with a sort of future-focused workforce, how are you measuring success?
In my view, the recipe for success is simple. It's our clients plus our people equals our future. A lot of our clients are increasingly requiring us to live up to our commitments to diversity and inclusion.
Yeah.
That could be measurable, it might just be more thematic. The second thing is happy people. We want people to actually want to join us, to enjoy their time with us, to stay for as long as is appropriate, and to really feel that they are fulfilling a purpose to themselves. So, and it's a formula, but happy clients, happy people, get those two right and we're well on the way.
Mark, thanks so much for talking today. Thank you.
Thank you.